Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a video on the tweeters. We're going to be installing them. So before we install them, let's talk about the actual tweeter. So this is called a ring radiator tweeter. It's by Peerless. I'll have a link in the description. It's a 1-inch tweeter. This is the biggest tweeter that we're going to be able to fit in the factory location without any real modifications. Some of the reasons why this is a great tweeter is this is actually a high-end tweeter. This isn't a low-end cheap tweeter. But the price is great. It's like 20 bucks a piece. So 40 bucks for the two. That the specs actually compete with tweeters that are like in the $400 price range is amazing. This tweeter has cooling fans in the back, which is kind of cool. Has a nipple, because it's hard. That made no sense. Some of the great things with this tweeter, it does amazing on the really high-end frequencies, but also goes down really low, so it makes the crossover point from the mids to the highs a heck of a lot easier. This also can take a lot of power. This little tweeter can run 100 watts RMS, and the off-axis response is great, especially because of factory locations. These tweeters aren't pointed towards you. They're kind of like just pointed towards the center. So having great off-axis on the tweeters is going to help out a bunch with the sound quality. Although they're affordable, these are not cheap tweeters. These are high-end competitive tweeters. They're really common for SQ builds for home audio, but they also can be used in a vehicle. And the way that this tweeter mounts, it's going to mount right on top of the factory bracket. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. We're not going to do the wiring and do the capacitor and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be for another video. But let's go ahead and get this thing mounted so you can see how easy it is to install. First step is we're going to take this cover off. Just pops right off. Easy. Now we got to get this panel off. Alright, that's off. Next we gotta pop the actual tweeter off. Tweeter's out, now we just gotta disconnect it. There we go. That's the factory, that's the one we're putting in. This has a really large voice coil too on it. So the factory one just comes off with a #1 screwdriver bit. Easiest way, it's going to be just to cut these wires. We're not going to be using the factory wiring, so I'm just going to cut the wires right next to the connector. So as far as mounting the new tweeter, underneath this label, there's actually a screw in there. So we're just going to go ahead and get to that screw that's in there. Okay, so we got the screw out, and now the problem is this screw will not work because it's not long enough to go through the bracket and to bolt onto there. So we had to go and get another screw. So as you can see, this screw is just a little bit longer. I got it at Ace Hardware. It is a M3 screw. I didn't take note of how long it was just because I took the original screw and just got one size longer. The new screw is an Allen wrench instead of a screwdriver bit, which is no biggie. We just use an Allen wrench to put it on. So we're just going to go ahead, line this up. So we're just putting the screw in. There we go. And then we're just going to use the Allen wrench to tighten it. There we go. It is fully mounted. And then we can twist it so these wire connectors will be wherever we want it. To put this back in, we're just going to go the exact same order we did. We took everything out. So yeah, this tweeter, if you're looking for tweeters, definitely consider this. Compare it to whatever you're looking at. And if what you're looking at is not better, then just get this tweeter, I guess. We're not filming it, getting it back in, but I did do the other side already, so I do know it fits just fine. It is really tight, but it does fit. Anyway, thank you for watching. Aloha. Peace out. I will catch you on the next one.